Cinema has been an art form I've been passionate about since I was 15. However, it wasn't until quite recently I began having a confident understanding in the medium. Film is a pretty hard medium to try and understand when you don't know where to look to get your footing. So here I am, like an evil genie, here to give you a helping hand. To me, I'd define the whole point of film as attempting to invoke emotional reactions from the audience using visuals and sound. If a movie doesn't make you feel any type of emotion, then to me, it's failed in its goal. To begin with, film form is composed of cinematography, mise-en-scene, editing, and sound. There's also narrative, but that's in its own ballpark, and it could be its own video, and I'm not going to get into it this video, even though it's definitely the most important part of a film. Today, I'll just be covering the stylistic elements of film, beginning with
cinematography.
I think there's a misconception with cinematography. A movie looking outstanding and breathtaking is always great, don't get me wrong, but that isn't really what the core of cinematography is. The core of cinematography is the idea of visual storytelling and what emotion the filmmaker is trying to get across to the audience member. There's the basic shot types: extreme long shot, cowboy shot, medium close-up, extreme close-up. There are camera angles, eye level angle, low angle shot, high angle shot, worm's eye shot, Dutch angle, bird's eye angle. There are also narrative shots like establishing shot, point of view shot, reaction shot, master shot, and there are types of camera movements: pan, zoom, crash zoom, tracking shot, crab shot, dolly zoom. I haven't listed every shot under the sun, but this is just a handful of types of shots. These are important in visual storytelling as they convey emotion to the audience. For example, an extreme close-up could convey a sense of intimacy or even claustrophobia. A Dutch angle could create a feeling of uneasiness, and a tracking shot can create a sense of energy and fluidity to the audience. It's not really my place to tell you what type of emotion these shots invoke in an audience member at all, but cinematography can help put you in the shoes of the protagonist, and help you connect with how they're feeling if it's visualized to you.
Mise-en-scene.
Mise-en-scene is a French term which was coined in the theatre and meant things placed in a scene. In the world of film, it essentially means everything you see in the frame, and it's an umbrella term that covers setting, costume, props, lighting, performances, and space. If I dived into all of them, this video would be way too long, so I'll link some further reading in the description, but all of these elements could impact the audience and have meaning to be dissected. I'll go over and discuss lighting because some argue it should be its own category in film form, so it'll probably be the most important for me to cover. The thing that gives films its cinematic look and makes them go from looking like something you just recorded to actual film is lighting. This is when you have a light pointing towards the subject's front, side, and back. This is done to create separation from your subject and the background and create a focus on your subject. There's the key light, which is the main light that lights the subject, the fill light, which fills in any shadows created by the key light, and then there's the backlight, which helps make the subject stand out from the background. You can have high key lighting, low key lighting, golden hour, and many more, and you can get as creative as you want with your lighting.
Editing.
Alright, so misconception time. This is what a jump cut is. It isn't cutting from one scene to the next. Nope. This is it. Alright, editing is really important to film. It's ironic because if a film's editing is good, then you won't notice it. But if a film has awful editing, you definitely notice it. So good editing is always underappreciated. There are two types of film editing: continuity editing and non-continuity editing. Continuity editing is the type of editing you don't notice. The invisible editing, as some would call it. Like shot, reverse shot, and such. And then there's non-continuity editing, which is more flashy and you can notice, like jump cuts or freeze frame. There are basic editing terms like cut, dissolve, fade, fade in, wipe, but I think this clip from an interview with Alfred Hitchcock can sum up what's so important about editing, how it can affect storytelling.
The assembly of film and how it can be changed to create a different idea. Now we have a close-up. Let me show what he sees. Let's assume he saw a woman holding a baby in her arms. Now we cut back to his reaction to what he sees, and he smiles. Now what is he as a character? He's a kindly man. He's sympathetic. Now, let's take the middle piece of film away, the woman with the child, but leave his two pieces of film as they were. Now we'll put in a piece of film of a girl in a bikini. He looks, girl in a bikini, he smiles. What is he now? The dirty old man. He's no longer the benign gentleman who loves babies. That's the difference. That's what film can do for you.
Or you for it, as it were.
Sound.
Sound is almost definitely the most underappreciated part of film. Just like editing, if done well, you hardly ever notice it being done right, but if it's done badly, then the film suffers. There's two types of sound in film. There's diegetic sounds, and there's non-diegetic sounds. Diegetic sounds are sounds the characters can hear, and non-diegetic sounds are sounds the characters can't hear, like the score of the film. You can use sound in very unique and interesting ways, such as a sound bridge as a transition from one scene to the next, or use diegetic sound to reflect the mental state of a character or a scene in a film. Foley artists go extremely underappreciated in film because either you can buy some pre-made sounds or you hire some Foley artists to do it, and that part of the film industry is very much underappreciated. Obviously, this isn't a 100% end-all be-all video on beginning to understand film and facts about film. This video is intended just to be an entertaining jumping off point for you to research and develop a better understanding of film, because I barely scratched the surface with a lot of these topics and there is a lot more to dive into. There's a lot more to film and film studies than just cinematography, mise-en-scene, editing, and sound. There is a lot more to dive into. There's film theories, and then there's the context behind films, and the evolution of film styles and auteur styles. There's so much to dive into. And if you enjoyed this video, and you want more of this, and you want me to dive into other elements of film studies, comment down below. I'll happily do it. I'll continue to make more and more and more, but until then, I'll catch you later.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.